Let's talk about the gold because it's all connected in. It's one of the factors of the economic collapse. And I really just watched the report from RT, and I've been following this for almost 2 years now since it broke. Germany wants to repatriate the gold. If you're not aware about this, this is a very key indicator of what's going on. Ever since post-World War II, Germany was punished again. As you know, Hitler never liked it going through the 1920s and such, and he even ended up in prison because of his political ideas. And then he rose up, and everybody in Germany and Austria and thereabouts agreed with his vengeance and his approach toward the punishment of the economic, the sanctions, and just went into another war. Now we're looking at basically the lineup for the same thing. You know, people have to realize that the solution that they came up with after World War II was not sufficient. It wasn't fair, it wasn't permanent, and you know, we obviously have to see it by now. Let's not even talk about the United States, absolutely, and the fact that 1913 was one of the biggest mistakes that ever happened under Woodrow Wilson, probably one of the most manipulated and inept presidents. Didn't even know law. He started out as a professor, which is not everything. Who needs to be a lawyer, right? Attorneys, they can't be trusted. But let me tell you something. Wilson put in, under his watch, his administration, the income tax, the IRS, was started in 1913. And they promised, oh, never go over 1% or 2%. You know, this is a total lie. This is an enslavement of the people. This is a tax that was not constitutional. If you want to say that the Constitution was really that ideal or really that sufficient, and if they really followed the Constitution, you can see every step of the way they're not even following it. They're undermining it. They're distorting it. They're creating it into something that it's not. It's a Frankenstein freaking document of false laws. Come on, people. You know, you can't go in for Alex Jones and all these people. What, is he good looking? He's better looking than me, that you can't listen to me? Yeah, why is he gaining weight like that? Is he on meds? They're fucking shoving his face with hamburgers, and he turns around in his fucking high-tech thing there, and he's telling you, go back to the Republic. There ain't no Republic to go back to. There never was. Let me turn on some more light. Now, when the Constitution establishes 1913 IRS, 1913 also was the inception of the Federal Reserve System, where the federal government signed over all of itself into this other composite overlapping body, which is private and could not be audited or whatever. You know, Ron Paul says we have to audit. It's been audited, but the fact is that it can't be controlled. It can't be reined in, and that's been since 1913, and we need to wake up to that. You know, I don't want to make excuses for FDR, because there's a lot of good that FDR pushed through that I think just because of his personal spirituality he was able to do. But on that same token, there's a lot of things that are inexcusable about FDR. Why did he seize all the gold in his first administration? We're talking about Depression, post-Hoover, Hoovervilles, Dust Bowl, all this kind of thing. They were killing vets in the street. You know, who was it? What was the one that went after them? Was it Patton? No, it wasn't Patton. It was the other guy before Patton. Who was the guy that, what was the general before Patton? I forget the name. They named the tanks after him. What was the tank?
Sherman?
No, it wasn't Sherman. It was late. Anyhow, you don't need to remember these military leaders. They're not even as important as the Roman generals. Forget about them. The end result is that, you know, the people were dissatisfied. It wasn't fair. You know, the people and their integrity, their lifestyle is the most important thing. There they were enslaving them with the taxes. There they were putting them under the Federal Reserve and handing over the government to that. They're not handing over the government became that. So you cannot look at it as the Federal Reserve is separate. That now is the government. That now is the tyrannical government. That now is absolutely the undemocratic, the unrepublic. It is a controlling, enslaving group of a criminal conspiracy. You could loosely term it as a government, but it is not representative of the people. It is not for the people or by the people. What they are and what they became from through 1913 up until now has to be understood. Now we go to the indicator that is happening right now, Germany. I'm not saying that Germany is a saint. I'm not saying that they're angels. I'm not saying that. But look at the fact that the gold was taken away from their sovereign national government, which is just as bad as the United States sovereign, unsovereign government. Understand that. And if they want to repatriate their gold, that means because of punishments due to war, post-1945, all of the gold was seized, just like it was seized from American people. Individual humans who had gold because they're, playing around with the economy, trying to keep up with the money game. It was all taken back because, FDR said, gold seizure is important. We need to buckle down the national government, and then he had to face World War II. So the gold, and how it figures into the money economy is always going to be a cause for war. We're already in a currency war. We're already in the fact that, why did they attack Libya? Wake up, folks, because Gaddafi would never adopt the Federal Reserve System through the World Bank. It's all the same system. He wouldn't accept it. So they killed him. You see that they killed him. That's supposed to make everybody fear. Assad doesn't fear, okay? They want to do the same thing with Syria. That's why this is going on. That's why. Wake up, folks. If there's one thing that you could just understand and try to... don't tell me the propaganda. Don't tell me the fucking shit about Muslims. Don't fucking talk... Just fucking talk to me about hitting the nail on the head. The fucking petrol dollar. The fucking petrol dollar. The fucking money. The fucking bank. The fucking Federal Reserve. The fucking 13 original families. The fucking flag of the U.S. corporation. The 13 fucking stripes for the 13 families that originally put it. You can call the original families the Rothschilds or whatever you want to call them. They have different names now today, and we're all fucking guilty because we haven't fucking deposed them with the fucking guillotine. You need to fucking wake up to this. If it's going to be Germany rising up again, do you think they're going to rise up again? Come on, tell me about it. You're a World War II historian.
Well, I believe that, when you take people's things, they basically eventually want them back.
The word is that they've been told that it's missing, we don't know, and you're not going to get your gold bullion.
It just isn't that simple.
Put yourself in the shoes of the Germans. What would you be thinking and saying? What's your solution?
Basically, they're probably rallying at this moment.
It's going to be war. It's going to be inevitable. You can't give a replacement for gold. Oh, they're going to try to sell them on gold certificates. Here, hold on a second. We don't have your gold. We don't have your gold. We don't have the gold. We don't have the gold. You're not going to get the gold. We'll give you paper. It says gold on it. There it is, Walmart's. It says gold. Here you go. You want to take that instead, Germany? Yeah, here you go. It's not south. It caught on fire. In New York, it caught on fire. All the fucking records are gone. I guess you don't get nothing. I guess you can't prove what you have. All the fucking paper burned. This is part of the games. This is, folks, I'm outraged. I'm going to tell you right now, until the world accepts the top dog, okay? And I'm calling it now. I will only support the top dog and all my viewers from my love and support to you to get through the fucking coming chaos and the coming collapse. You will never support anything unless you know it clicks in your mind. Yeah, you know what? Mystery, and everybody could accept that. If it clicks in your mind, I said, this is the one, because I think he could pass the test that Mystery has outlined. And all of you know it, and all of you do in your videos, I see it, and all of you have influenced and helped wake me up, and I'm putting out the whole enchilada there. If it does not pass the litmus tests, If it doesn't, then you can't accept it. That is not the one, because you're going to have ongoing problems. Because they do not follow a full, complete list of rules. It becomes unfair. It becomes, let's play with the gold, let's play with this, let's play with the money, let's have a currency war, let's protect the petrodollar, derivatives, let's have interest, inflation. We're in hyperinflation now, people. Did you see that yet? If you are an average Joe, if you are a person that works, or you got to stretch, you got to live paycheck to paycheck, have you noticed? Do you keep track of your budget? Bread, it was $2. Now it's $4. Milk, it was $1. Now it's $3, $4. Do you understand? This is not like adding on pennies or 20 or 30 cents. 10% more, 20% more. We're talking 200% more. Since I started going out on my own, I used to put gas in the tank so I can get around, whatever I was doing. Maybe some of it was joyriding, but other stuff was practical, stuff that I had to do, because everything spread out. I was paying 76 cents. Look up the records. 76 cents per gallon. Do you remember those days?
Yeah.
That's when I was going to, after, we were driving around and stuff. 76 cents a gallon. How much is it now? How much is it? Is it 176? That's more than doubled. No, is it 276? That's more than tripled. It's 376. That's called hyperinflation. Wake up. It all has to do with the manipulation of the gold. It has to do with this indicator. Germany can't get their gold back, and they're just the only one. There's the top of the heap of it. They're not going to tolerate it. Somewhere along the lines, it's going to break. We're going to have a major all-out war. Iran is justified. Why should they put up with it? They're smart enough to know. They're not going to play into an evil game. Why should they be forced into that? Why should they have done that to Libya? He wanted the dinar. Listen, people. If I'm not the one, I don't run it. I don't make the goal, but I call it for the truth. I'm giving you the truth. And when it comes to your doorstep and you have to decide what system you're going to be a part of in the future, I have given you basically everything you need to know. If you sell out and you support the next tyranny, the way they're readjusting the system, if you support it, you continue that, then you will be part of that ship sinking. It's going down. It's going down because too many people out there they're not going to take it anymore. We need to arrest certain kinds of people that are out there, and I will tell you who, and who. I can do that. I can do that. I'm standing up for the fight. If you think I'm not serious, then I guess you're not really listening and hearing me. Stay tuned, because the shit is going to really be coming down on these people, as they deserve.